So I'm just chilling in the hotel room, you know. Um, I'm not too far from the airport and whatnot, but I decided to do this video because I definitely needed to respond to that moron, Andrew Schultz, and how he made a fool of himself, and how basically people need to be going after him for uh, what he said about Kendrick Lamar. Because we know, had this been somebody that was melanated and made a remark about like that, people would be going bonkers. You would see video after video. But this is what I'm saying, and this is what disappoints me about the so-called black community, and this is why a lot of people have been saying, "Hey, I'm moving on from this," because at the end of the day, we don't show no unity and no solidarity. And at the end of the day, we need to be coming after Andrew Schultz. And we don't need an apology from him. But Andrew Schultz just made a fool out of himself. He just sounded absolutely stupid when he tried to reply to Kendrick Lamar. First of all, Kendrick Lamar never specifically said who he was talking about when he said, "Don't let no white comedian talk about a black woman." But then Andrew Schultz just assumed that he was talking to him. And then his response on trying to call Kendrick Lamar out and say he was being hypocritical. And then he put this stigma on all rappers, and particularly black rappers, saying that we all talk about, because I used to be an artist, that we all talk about, you know, domestic violence towards black women and all that kind of stuff. Not really. Talking about I beat my beat with a stick. You sounded dumb. Nobody, nobody makes those type of lyrics because we've evolved from that kind of stuff. And then based off the fact now that if you say certain stuff, well, certain people come after you. And Andrew showed how stupid and how soft he is. His feelings was hurt. So the way he responded, he further made an idiot of himself. And then he also was talking about that he would violate Kendrick Lamar just because he's taller than Kendrick Lamar. Height doesn't mean anything. It comes down to skills. And I'm glad that people called him out on that, but not enough. Where y'all black women at? Because keep in mind, he was defending y'all. Y'all got all the smoke in the world for black men when we allegedly do something to y'all. Y'all is outraged about this Diddy stuff, right? About what he allegedly, and it's still allegedly what he's being accused of doing. But y'all ain't coming after Andrew Schultz for disrespecting a black man and disrespecting our community and stereotyping us. His little response was racist. And it's funny, dudes like Andrew Schultz, they hate what they can't be. And he's always came across as a culture vulture. When he had tried to take pictures, he would try to act like he mugging. Andrew Schultz is soft as cottonelle tissue. Andrew Schultz is soft. He's a cornball. People need to be flooding his social media, reminding him he not one of us. But then again, I blame niggas like Charlemagne who sit up there and be having these segments where they be talking about stuff that's sacred to us. We shouldn't be talking about our community to these people, to these non-blacks. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all see panels with Mexicans talking about issues that's going on with Mexicans, and then they have some black dude there? And then the response had me like feeling some kind of way, because when he's responding, he basically sitting in a room full of non-blacks for the most part. And then they got one token sitting up laughing at those corny jokes of his. But for real, let's get specific. Do you see Indian people talking about issues that's going on with Indians, Native American, or East Asian Indians? Do you see them have a black person there? Do you see Asian people talking about issues going on with Asians, but they have some black person there? No. But you'll have a black person that'll sit up here and have some dude that ain't black or some white dude talking about issues going on in the black community. And then a lot of times These dudes act like they care, but they'll go back to their community and basically co-op us and undermine us. We the only ones that do that. I've asked black people, stop doing this stuff. Get out of here with this barbecue stuff, this cookout stuff. There ain't no more cookouts. Okay? There ain't no more cookout. Colored people only. And I mean black people. We going back, we taking it back to 1945. Because according to y'all, that's what's about to happen anyway, since Trump got put back in office. So, why not you know, why not embrace it? Maybe we do need to go back to segregation. My thing has always been separate but equal. See, that's the thing. They actually fear real equality. They don't want the scale to be even. The powers that be. And I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna show you a scene from a movie that came out a long time ago, but it's factual and it's absolutely true. And they do this today. A lot of times, movies are a clear depiction of what could happen, currently happen, may happen, or is going to happen. Just because it's in a movie doesn't mean that it's not true and that it can't happen. Well, like I said before, Total Recall told you back in 1990 they would be self-driving cars. Well, they got self-driving cars. I seen some earlier yesterday when I was in Phoenix, those self-driving cars. Demolition Man told you that eventually they was going to try to find a way to monitor every move you make by creating possibly some natural disaster, some fake natural disaster, or something to where they can find a way to insert those microchips. They already doing a test run in certain places of Africa, of course. I always want to test stuff on black people. Black people are always selling themselves shorts. Not short, but shorts, because they get shorted on a regular basis. But anyway, I digress. But like I said before, Andrew Schultz is not part of our culture. A lot of times these dudes come around because they admire it, but then they try to make fun of it at the same time. Do Andrew Schultz ever make any jokes about him being what he is? But the thing is, black people have basically exploited themselves, let themselves be exploited, and became community property to everybody, to where everybody feel like they can give their unwanted, unwarranted opinion on black issues because we feel like we need to talk to everybody. What parts you don't understand? People don't care. They don't care. And we shouldn't care about them. But for Andrew Schultz to sit up there and say that he want to violate Kendrick Lamar, Andrew Schultz, I'm going to be honest with you, that's the type of stuff that when you see somebody like him, you will take it there. But we know Andrew Schultz will call the police. We know he's a police dude. Like I said, that response to Kendrick Lamar was stupid. He sounded dumb as hell. And then trying to act like he was spitting some bars. First of all, what dude beat this bitch with a stick? He sounded, and it wasn't even clever. And then you had them people with that fake laugh. Well, a lot of people ain't got on Andrew Schultz about that, as they should. But it's always gonna be it's always gonna be the dudes like Avery Spears and those type of dudes that's gonna say, "Oh, it's comedy and all this kind of stuff." Everything ain't meant to be funny. Everything ain't no joke. Everything has limitations, and I mean everything. You know, if you buy a car, if it say it can hold up to 60 gallons of gas, and you try to put 70 in it, and it overflows, and basically gas starts leaking out, what happened? You exceeded the limit. So basically you're just wasting gas. If you shoot an AR-15, if it holds 30 rounds at capacity and you try to squeeze 35 in there, well, in all likelihood, you're going to mess up the gun. You're going to either mess up the barrel or you're going to mess up the magazine. So everything has limitations. Don't on your cell phone, which some of y'all are communicating and listening to me on, don't it say at 100%, that's the limit. Doesn't go to 105, doesn't go to 106. Everything has its limitations. Even life. Some people live to be 60, some people live to be 106, some people live to be 70. But everything has its limitations. So when I hear people sitting up saying it's a joke and people need to stop being so sensitive, man, get out of here with that stuff. Stop trying to justify that kind of stuff. And I get so tired of comedians acting like they just have this immunity that doesn't exist to where they can say anything. But like I said, I guarantee you, Avery Spears is going to be probably one of the first people to, defend somebody like Andrew Schultz. But then again, Avery Spears is so desperate because from what Corey Holcomb said, he basically called Shannon Sharp begging him to be on to be on Club Shay Shay, and basically Shannon Sharp said he basically can come on Nightcap and do a segment with him. He basically saying you ain't good enough to get a whole show. So there you have it. But like I said with Andrew Schultz, I get tired of these type of dudes. I'm tired of the dudes like him, Adam 22, DJ Black. I don't know why people be talking to those dudes. It's annoying to see black people sitting up here having these conversations with these dudes that try to exploit our culture for profit. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, man. Yeah, Corey Holcomb, Corey Holcomb and Avery Spears, they beef it for real. And rightfully so. But I say this with the utmost respect, but at the same time, on some truth stuff, Corey Holcomb brought that on himself. Because Corey Holcomb got to take responsibility too. Yeah, Avery Spears tried to sue him or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, Corey Holcomb should have stepped in. Everybody saw that show. Zoe Williams had to put up with that disrespect for at least 2 hours. Avery Spears, drunk and high. He probably was high. He probably was off that powwow. He probably was off that powwow and he probably had a little something. But he came on there, and that episode could still be found too. You can watch that episode in its entirety. One thing about Corey Holcomb, he never took the episode off. He never took the episode down. Zoe Williams was sitting up getting ridiculed and disrespected by Avery Spears for 2 hours. Avery Spears was pointing his finger in his face. Like, how much is you supposed to take? And if I seen Corey Holcomb, I'll tell Corey Holcomb right to his face. I say, bro, you should have defused that. You should have stepped in. You should have told Avery, hey, Avery, you got to go, bro. But you put it all on Zoe. But you shouldn't have let Avery Spears get away with that. Everybody knows when I done panels and which I rarely do. I get invited to. The funny thing is, you guys, I get invited to go on a lot of different stuff, but I just don't want to do that because I don't want to be in that type of space. I don't want to do. And then plus, I still work at 9 to 5 and stuff. So I still consider myself. I'm not a public figure yet. So I'm not considered. I'm still a private person because I primarily don't show my face, but people know what I look like. I'll show my face occasionally. Dudes like Corey Holcomb and those type of people, and they're public people. But me, I'm still considered a private person. So because I don't really show my face that much. But anyway, Corey Holcomb, he need to take some responsibility, and somebody need to tell him that. And I guess Darlene and Craig Smith scared to tell him. I'll tell Corey Holcomb. I'll tell him right to his face that a lot of it was his fault because he shouldn't have let it go on that long. You should have stepped in and did something. You should have said, okay, this is getting way out of hand. Let me get this dude out of here. Let me call this dude a Uber or a Lyft. Get this dude out of here. But for him, he left Zoe Williams hanging. For him to sit up there and let dude continue to do that. So that's on him. But nevertheless, I think he was more than wasting. I think he was, I think he had, I think he had I think he had the toot a little bit. I think he had some of that, I think he was off some powwow and I think he was drunk. So obviously he was under some, obviously we will come to agreement that he was under the influence of something. We can all agree on that. Now, what he had in the system, that's debatable. Yeah, I think it was the. I think it was the. I think it was the. Oh boy. I think. I think it was the. Oh boy, or as Cameo would say, just like candy. He was off that candy, but. But look where Aries Spears' career is now. But as a whole, as a unit, we need to be flooding Andrew Schultz social media, telling him that he need to back up. He need to be reminded, hey, you not one of us, dude. And then Charlemagne, and this is why I have such a big problem with Charlemagne. Charlemagne goes back and forth. One minute Charlemagne, he on that same stuff like dudes like Charleston White. One minute they want to be want to be woke, or I don't even like using that word woke. One minute they want to be conscious, or they want to be, they want to be militant. Then the next minute they the biggest Sambo in the world. And you can't trust dudes like that. Now Charlemagne, all of a sudden, Charlemagne is going in on the Dimmadummies over the election and how that basically they were their own worst enemy on why they lost the election. But I blame Charlemagne because he be talking to dudes like Andrew Schultz. And this is what I mean. Dudes like Charlemagne be selling our culture short and selling us short. Stop having these discussions with these people. For real, stop talking about black culture. Stop letting people exploit our culture. Stop having sacred conversations with these outsiders. Do you see these dudes talking about what's going on in their community? What's up, Torian? Torian, I know you gonna cook, man. I know you gonna cook. I know you gonna cook. My brother Torian. Yeah, I already knew Torian was gonna have something to say about Andrew Schultz. But for real, Andrew Schultz needs to stay in his damn lane. You a white boy. You a white boy. And you from that community, with the small hats. Like I said, this is the same sensitive Andrew Schultz who said he wanted to fight Kyrie Irving because of Kyrie Irving's, desire to watch a movie. And y'all know what movie I'm talking about. And the funny thing is that movie got made prior to Kyrie Irving watching it. That movie got made about 4 years ago. I think that movie got made in 2019, 2020. But Andrew Schultz was talking about that he wanted to fight Kyrie Irving. See, he got out of pocket for that. And he should have got checked for saying that. But now you sitting up talking about you will violate Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff. And then you got some of these cornball handkerchief heads, go along, get along Negroes. Hey man, it was a joke, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, people, we not too sensitive. See, they always try to see, that's the thing, y'all. We got to stop paying attention to these dudes. Yeah, we got to stop paying attention to these. First of all, if you ain't black, we don't owe you no explanation. We ain't got to explain jack shit to y'all. How many times I got to tell y'all we don't owe y'all no explanation? We ain't got to ask y'all permission. We ain't got to explain nothing to y'all. Stay out our business. And that's real talk. If you ain't black, stay out our business. Don't worry about how we communicate with each other. Don't worry about us having an issue with Andrew Schultz. because y'all other groups know as soon as somebody say something about y'all then all of a sudden this stuff about sensitive go out the door. That's just words that they try to use to shame black people, and particularly black men, from speaking their mind. Andrew Schultz had a complete meltdown. He tried to sound clever, but he sounded dumb. Like I said, like what lyric you heard talking about I beat my, and then he tried to make the comparison to Chris Brown and all this kind of stuff. And then R. Kelly. Once again, what do they have to do with Kendrick Lamar? What about all the white boys? What about Jeffrey Epstein, who part of your community? You sure you want to have that conversation, Andrew Schultz, about that? You sure, Andrew Schultz, you want to have that? You sure you want to have that conversation? You sure you want to have that conversation? What about you know the actor that deleted his wife and got away with it? You sure you want to have that conversation? You sure you want to play that game, right? Because it'll end bad for you. It'll end real bad for you. Yeah, he didn't say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't say nothing about Dana White. He ain't said nothing about Conor McGregor. He ain't said nothing about Ezra Miller. He ain't said nothing about Kevin Spacey. So that's what I'm saying. You sure, Andrew Schultz, you want to have this conversation? You sure you want to go that route with dudes like me who do their research? I will body Andrew Schultz in a debate, especially trying to talk about black culture. One thing you need to understand, especially you non-blacks and you white boys, you can't out-black a black man. You cannot out-black Town Biz Sports Entertainment. You cannot out-black Torian Rain. You cannot out-black 7A Sports. You cannot out-black Goodfellas Sports TV. Okay? You cannot out-black Too Raw for TV. You cannot out-black LB. What part of that you don't fucking understand? Is for real. And that's another thing I can't stand. When you get some non-black that think they can out-black you. They don't want to listen, man. They don't want to play that game with me. But that's what I'm saying. I just don't like the fact that you have these people that think because, like I said, they saw Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and, you know, and watched The Wire and they watched a couple of episodes of Power. They understand the black plight and they understand the black community. It's much deeper than that. It's much deeper than the movie. It's way deeper than that. See, here's the thing. We didn't choose to be black. We were born black. And that's real talk. So when you have some dude thinking that they can try to, you know, out talk you and try to try to gaslight you and go like stop. You're making it worse for yourself. And that's all Andrew Schultz did. Because that response that he came back with was dumb as hell. He sounded dumb. He sounded ignorant as hell. I mean, he said when I said that he came across as an idiot, he's an idiot, but he's not brilliant whatsoever. Now, at the end of the day, I've been sick of dudes like Andrew Schultz. Like I said before, I would never talk to DJ Blad. I would never talk to Adam 22. I would never have a conversation with Andrew Schultz. It's certain things you can talk to people about, but then it's certain things that's sacred to us and that we need to keep the conversation amongst each other. And that's real talk. Now, of course, you're going to always have the other dudes, like the dude, you know, with the, you know, the you know, the little short dude from Dallas, and then You're gonna always have the other dude, the dude from Detroit, those type of dudes. But I don't pay attention to them because I don't even think they believe the stuff that come out their mouth. They do it for attention, and then they just doing what you would call the trick baby. They're into the trick baby theory. That's basically what they doing. And I'll show you what the trick baby theory is, the trick baby thing. Or should I say they're, falling under the trick baby theme. But at the end of the day, I know what they're doing. Like, the thing is, I could have been did that. Like I told you, I get offers all the time to get make appearances on other people's shows and all that kind of stuff because they like how straightforward I am. But at the end of the day, I don't want to do that. I like where I am now. I figure like this, I can do a better job. And then you have people that's on the same level as me, but and understand where I'm going and they want to help me. But I feel like right now I'm not ready for that. You know, I'm not ready for that right now. So the offers are always coming in, but I like what I'm doing and I like doing it my way. So the only people I'll do collabs with is people that I know personally. Like when I go on Torian's show and when he comes on mine, when I do 7-8 show, when I talk to 2 Raw, LB, those dudes like that. I don't need to go in a bigger space than what I am now, but I'm just saying. But Andrew Schultz, he need to be getting the business. But like I said, I'm really disappointed in black women because black women, like I said, they just inconsistent and they all over the place. My problem is with black women, y'all should be flooding Andrew Schultz social media accounts saying, hey man, don't be talking about you or violate Kendrick Lamar. Because I really want to really go there, what I really want to say about Andrew Schultz, but I don't want to put my channel at risk. My thing is with black women, and why I'm calling y'all asses out too, y'all got all the smoke in the world for Darius Jackson. Y'all got all the smoke in the world for Jonathan Owens. You got all the smoke in the world for Jonathan Majors. Okay? Y'all, I'm just saying, y'all got all the smoke in the world for DDG. But y'all will protect and defend Serena Williams' husband at all costs. But then y'all the same black women that be saying that we don't protect y'all and we don't defend y'all. Well, here it is. Kendrick Lamar defended y'all in the record and y'all ain't nowhere to be found. And here he is, us black men doing what we supposed to do. But at the end of the day, it's like, will it be appreciated? So I'm just saying, I'm calling everybody's ass to the carpet. But Andrew Schultz, woo. Oh boy. For him to sit up there and do a segment and then for people to sit up there and say, hey dude, you out of pocket. I'm glad Damon Wayans' son. I'm glad that, Matt Barnes, Ice Cube's son, like, hey dude, you need to go on with that. I don't know, what's your problem? You crossed the line. And like I said, to the people that ain't black that's gonna come here saying we too sensitive, who gives a fuck what you think? I told you, dude, I don't have conversations with mixed company. I just said that several times. I don't play them kind of games. I'm not gonna play them kind of games. For what? They don't care anyway. Ask yourself this. We always talking about the barbecue, the cookout, and all that kind of stuff. How many of y'all listening to this video been invited to a bar mitzvah? How many of y'all been invited to a fiesta? How many of y'all been invited to whatever, celebration of another culture? How many of y'all have been invited? But y'all love to invite Tim from the suburbs to the barbecue. Because I ain't never been invited to no bar mitzvah. I've been invited to a couple of shindigs with Hispanic people, but I'm saying rarely happens. But you know, black people feel like they want every, and see, that's that thing. This is what you call still having the slave mentality, where you want to appease everybody. Because some people may not, you know what I'm saying? It's still called having a house nigga mentality. Because black people have this thing where they want everybody to like them, or they want to make an impression on everybody. We care about what everybody else think about us except us. Andrew Schultz ain't funny at all. Just like he tried to say that stuff about Meek Mills, and it wasn't even funny. And Andrew Schultz, the thing is with him, somebody need to ask him why you got that dirty cop Lieutenant Dangle mustache. Why you got that that old school Ron Jeremy mustache, dude? You look like you on some, you know what I'm saying? He can't talk about nobody. He ain't in no room to talk about nobody. Why you look the way you look? You look dumb with that goofy mustache that you got, that goofy dirty cop mustache. You look dumb. And like I said, ain't nothing brilliant about you whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing is brilliant about that dude. Like I said, his response was so flat. Like he tried to make it look like he was like he was clapping back, but he sounded even dumber. Like I said, who put that in some lyrics? See, here's the thing. Rappers talk about stuff on lyrics, but the thing is with these white people and people like Andrew Schultz, they act they stuff out. You don't see too many black people running up in schools and churches and movie theaters, you know, sporting events, acting a damn fool. Every once in a while, it'll happen, but we already know who's responsible for that. Didn't y'all just see what happened in New York City? And rest that guy's soul. I don't know the dude. That's unfortunate that that happened to him. You know, it is what it is. That's unfortunate. So that's why I had a problem with what Andrew Schultz was saying. But I've been had a problem with dudes like him. He need to sit his ass down. He need to have several seats, just like Jennifer Lewis. And that's for you black women that was gonna come and say, oh, you just only attack black women. Lie. Because I heard somebody say that about me, say that I only attack black women, which that's absurd because I got more videos going in on black dudes and non-blacks than I do any video going in on black women. But as far as Jennifer Lewis goes, she deserved. Actually, I actually went light on Jennifer Lewis because I could have really I could have really let her have it. Cause that take nerve to sit up there wagging your finger at black man, and you've been a Hollywood whore for who knows forever. Just keeping it a buck. Just keep it a buck. Just just had to be said. You know. Yeah, it just had to be said. But dudes. But anyway, before I end this video because my battery running low. But anyway, um, it need to be more people getting at Andrew Schultz. Now, of course, you're gonna have the people that's gonna shy away from this. The people that really only got smoke for black people. I'll be surprised if Candace Owens touches this because she only fixated on finger pointing and wagging her finger at black people. But let's see who picks up this story because Andrew Schultz need to be getting the business, and everybody need to be going in on him for basically saying that he would violate Kendrick Lamar. Now, if Kendrick Lamar was to see Andrew Schultz and run up on him, I wouldn't have no problem with it because at the end of the day, he deserves it and he crossed the line. You don't say stuff like that. Like I said before, if I said something like that about somebody, I for real. But it just goes to show you, you can make those type of threats towards black men, and there won't be no, you know what I'm saying? It won't be no kickback. But let somebody that was melanated that said something like that see what would have happened. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. It's your boy Town. I'm out. Damn.